Minister McKenzie, good afternoon.
How are you, my brother?
I'm good. Are you of the opinion that Donald Trump said nothing wrong in terms of his remarks on South Africa?
No, I'm not saying he said nothing wrong. I'm saying that Burkina Faso can't tell South Africa what to do. Pakistan can't tell South Africa what to do because we don't take money from them. They are not helping us with aid. But if somebody gives you billions and he asks you a question, you have a right. He has a right to ask you a question. Donald Trump is wrong in his assessment, but he's not wrong asking a question. So if we don't want him to ask questions from us, we should not take his money.
But Minister, is it not true that the US, being an imperialist force, owes Africa, considering how they have looted and exploited the resources of Africa for many a decade?
Everyone has exploited Africa. The whole world owes us. The whole world. We've been exploited by everyone. Not only the US. Everyone. They owe us.
I know many people will be surprised about the statement of this man called Gayton McKenzie. But someone like me, I am not surprised much about it. Because this man is known for hating Africans and loving the oppressor. Actually, he has been bought. He's one of a kind who follow his stomach. He can hate his own African brother just to please the colonizer, the oppressor, the imperialist.
The asylum seekers. Now, what type of asylum seeker is this that goes on holiday, that goes back home December and come back in January? And the asylum law is very clear. You go to the country next door. How did Nigerians jump from, you know how many countries are between South Africa and Nigeria? The gentleman talks about that, the gentleman speaks about Ethiopia to say that our people went there, they gave us that. Our people were in a camp in Ethiopia. They were not roaming free, opening tuck shops, selling drugs, hijacking buildings. This gentleman here behind me is the type of arrogance our people deal. He comes on national TV telling the host, don't invite me again. He's even scared to say he's from Nigeria. They are the biggest problem that should go. They are here for drugs, for human things. That's why he can't admit he's a Nigerian. He talks about Zimbabwe. You guys are number one when it comes to our mass deportation. The worst we've ever had.
In case you don't know who Gayton McKenzie is an ex-convict, a murderer, an armed robber, a gangster, who eventually came from prison and formed a political party called the Patriotic Alliance. And the main objective of this political party is to hate other Africans. That was the main goal of Patriotic Alliance. They don't talk about anything that brings improvement in the lives of the citizens. They don't talk about any policies that will help the economy to grow. All they talk about in this political party called Patriotic Alliance is ways and means, plans to hate other Africans, plans to oppress other Africans, plans to set a boundary between other African black people and black South Africans. That was the objective. And I know he was hired to do all these nonsense activities.
They hire Malawians to clean the gardens. You can go down now to Belleville. Illegal foreigners have taken over Belleville. We are saying on the 30th of May, we will start to mass deport them already. They are going home. We are taking back. I mean, they have now found a new home, which is the Western Cape, because it's getting very difficult for them in Gauteng. Now they all flock here, the illegal foreigners, but it's a temporary arrangement. Our young people you can't go to a restaurant here in Western Cape and find a colored or a white person or a black person serving you. It is illegal foreigners. So ons Baizani, they are going to go home.
This is a person who is not educated enough. Having a degree or having a PhD, having a diploma doesn't mean you are educated. Education starts from here. Education shows when the person talks, the knowledge, the understanding. That is the level of measuring someone's intelligence and how educated someone is. Let me ask you, how much is $1? $1 is approximately 18 rand. And if you are thinking that Donald Trump is giving you millions of dollars and you must worship Donald Trump, you must bow, you must admit to whatever Donald Trump says to you, then excuse me to say that you cannot think enough. America takes few dollars and comes and take your natural mineral resources, and you see it as a big money because the exchange rate is $1 to 18 rand. And you are happy if America gives you money. But you don't realize and analyze that your natural mineral resources have been taken away at a cheap rate, very cheap rate. This makes no sense, whatever Gayton McKenzie is talking about. Out of ignorance, out of stupidity, this man talks anyhow. But he knows whatever that he's doing because he's on a mission. He got no choice but to oppress the black African citizen and praise and worship the white oppressor, the imperialist, the colonizer. There is something I want to tell all Africans and all South Africans, that the US aid that is no longer coming, and some people are worried about it. That money, that funding is being taken from Africa and refund it, change it into a product and send back to us as aid. That is what some people do not know. We got all the resources, we got all the minerals, we are sitting on money, but we cannot make it productive. We don't know the use of the natural resources until or unless we give it to the white man to refund it, to bring a product out of it. That is what we lack. That is what we don't know. We are not productive. If we can set up our own factories, our own businesses, and trade among ourselves as Africans, there's no way we will bow or worship or plead the white man to give us something. This is what we lack. So the moment we see ourselves as capable, we try to do business among each other and share ideas, we will have a solution to all these things, all this aid, funding, and whatsoever will come to an end. We will be able to provide everything for ourselves. This is what we lack. And that is why the oppressor is using someone like Gayton McKenzie to create conflict, to create hatred among African people, so that we will never come together and share ideas. We will never be able to trade among ourselves. And that will give a chance for the colonizer to always be on top of us. For always, we must go to them and beg them for food, and beg them for funding, and beg them for aid. We will always worship them for what we want. And they have to use someone like Gayton McKenzie to achieve their objectives. Someone who is not learned enough, someone who is selfish, someone who is greedy, someone who is wicked. You know, the oppressor always go for the one who is not knowledgeable enough, who lack understanding, so that they can use that particular person as a vessel to intimidate, to divide, to spread hatred among his own people. They will never go for someone who is intelligent. They will never go for someone like Malema, because Malema is so much enlightened and intelligent. Malema knows who he is. So they will go for someone who doesn't know who he is, who doesn't know his value, like Gayton McKenzie, just to divide the good people of Africa and create chaos, create hatred among us. That is it. Do you know why Gayton McKenzie mentioned that name, Burkina Faso, with so much anger? Maybe you do not know. Let me tell you. Because Burkina Faso has managed to free themselves from the oppressor, from the white imperialist. This is his anger, because he's someone who hates his own African brothers and sisters and worship the white man. So if we get a personality like Gayton McKenzie among us as Africans, are we safe? We are not safe, because this person is always going to sell us. This person is always going to give our secrets, our information to the oppressor because of his stomach. You saw the anger. Why he didn't mention any other country but Burkina Faso? Because of Ibrahim Traore. He hates Ibrahim Traore so much with passion, because Ibrahim Traore doesn't bow down to the colonial master. Ibrahim Traore will never ever kiss the ass of the oppressor. This is his problem. And if we got a black person who loves the oppressor and hates the freedom fighter, we are not safe. We are not safe. So this is my advice to South African people, the good people of South Africa. If you're a Pan-African, if you can reason like me, then reason with me that Gayton McKenzie is a problem. That man is a problem himself. Do not one day make a mistake to make this man your president, a president of South Africa. It will be a disaster. The country will be sold to the oppressor. The country will be divided. Tribalism will be enhanced in a higher rate. The colonial master will come back to power and oppress. Apartheid will be fully installed. Because this man is a black man, but inside is a white man. You know, a white man in a black body. That's what I can put it, in a correct phrase for you to get it. A white man in a black body. You know, Gayton McKenzie is a mystery. That guy is a mystery that we need to, study. We must use Gayton McKenzie as a case study to understand things as Pan-Africans. You know, a very dangerous for the African community. Very dangerous person. I am warning South Africans to never make a mistake. One day, wake up and vote Gayton McKenzie. Elect him as your president. You are going to suffer. You are going to suffer. I know there are many South Africans who, kiss the ass of the oppressor. Many South Africans. They would rather hate their brothers and sisters and, worship the white man. Many of them are like that. I see the comments on social media. You know? Yeah, the insult, everything I see. But there are some who are patriots of Africa, who believe and know who they are, who will never bow down to the oppressor. Many of them knows who they are. So you can imagine if you're a black person, you are African and you don't know who you are, then excuse me to say, you are dumb. You don't know who you are. You must know who you are and know your oppressor. The oppressor will remain oppressor. That is why the Afrikaners got the guts to report this beautiful country called South Africa to the Americans. And Donald Trump is now sanctioning the country because he only cares about the white. Trump doesn't care about you. He only cares about the white. So anything that happens to the white affects him. That is why he's placing the sanctions, withdrawing the aid, because he cares about his people. You understand? He doesn't care about you. So if you're a black man and you hate your other African brothers and sisters, then who are you? You are stupid. Come back to your senses. A word to the wise. I always say it is enough. Like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel to help us grow. My name is Don Cyrus. See you in the next video.